Are you a caregiver who underestimated the care needs of an elderly parent and now you're wondering, how on earth do I detach myself from this care situation? If you're in this place and you're asking that question, you are in good company. Few adult children, unless they had prior caregiving experience, realize how quickly the expectations of aging parents can grow and grow and grow when the children begin helping out here and there with one little thing and then two and three and then four. The best action that you can take if you're feeling overextended, exhausted, and maybe resentful is to have an honest conversation with your mom or your dad or both of them. If you have difficulty holding conversations about these challenging topics, right? Or if you're not good with conflict, it may not be easy for you to tell mom or dad that situation's getting out of control. I underestimated it, my fault, but I can't keep doing everything that I'm doing. But if you don't, the situation is only going to worsen. You'll become more angry. Your life will start to fall apart. You're going to be angry for trading your life and your priorities to care for mom and dad and have that be the only thing you're doing in your life. So stay with me while I share 3 tips for caregivers who underestimate the care needs of an elderly parent. How do I know this? If this is your first time on my channel, I'm Pamela D Wilson. I'm a caregiving expert with more than 25 years of professional and personal experience helping older adults and their caregivers work through issues of health, money, legal, and family issues. Links to information on my website are below this video, or you can just go to PamelaDWilson.com. If you're a caregiver and you just underestimated the care needs of an elderly parent, and all the tasks and the responsibilities and the time is growing and growing and growing and taking over your life, here are the 3 steps to reverse this trend and to reduce your time in caregiving. Number 1, this one might seem really obvious, but most caregivers cannot make themselves do it. Stop being constantly available. Don't answer your phone every time mom or dad calls. Don't drive over their house immediately when they need something like the television remote's not working, or they can't figure out how to use their cell phone, or a light bulb went out on the front porch, or they're out of eggs or milk. If you have rushed in to save the day in the past, what did you do? You trained your parents that you're going to answer the phone every time it calls. You're going to drop everything every time they call and tell you they need something. You do everything for them whenever they want it. Noon, 5 o'clock, midnight, weekends, evenings. You have trained your parents to depend a little too much on you. Now you're thinking, oh my gosh, my life. I don't even have a life. I'm struggling at my job. My family's mad at me. My spouse or my partner's not even talking to me because I'm spending all my time with my parents. Maybe you're trying to go to school, Maybe you're trying to do things. And your parents keep calling you with issues that are not life-threatening, like grocery shopping and prescription pickups and everything. Think about scheduling this stuff. So number 2, following this line of thinking. Let mom and dad know that now you've just got so much going on because you're helping them and you have all these other things to do in your life. You are going to start scheduling your time, and only things that are scheduled get done. This can help you. Create a calendar for yourself. Put your job on there, time with your family, time to exercise, time to do things you want, and then plug your parents in. Projects and tasks that you can help with, along with dates and hours that you plan to do these. What you might really find, what you're probably going to see is you are way overscheduled. You've committed to do too many things for too many people. which is why you're feeling so stressed out. So for your parents, this calendar, this means there's no unscheduled stopovers, no phone calls at all hours of the day. You can even set a call time for mom and dad. Like, I'm going to call you every Monday at 6. You can tell me what you need. When I come over on Saturday, I'll do that. And then think about this, which you're probably going to see, right? Your calendar is not going to be able to fit everything in that you've been doing. You need to prioritize your personal life. Deprioritize your parents. If mom or dad need help with projects that you can't do, guess what? It's time for them to start asking one of your siblings. Or hire a paid caregiver. Or find somebody else to help with their tasks. Or if they're able, start doing more for themselves. You probably took a lot of tasks off their list because it was easier for you to do it and it was quicker. Well, what did you do? You made them fail to be able to help themselves. Any tasks that mom or dad can do for themselves, let them do. You train them to be reliant and dependent on you. Now, mom or dad, probably not going to be happy with this change, right? They're going to start saying, oh, you don't have time for me. We can take care of these things ourselves. Well, let them. Rather than feeling guilty, what you can say is, you know what? I don't have time for you. I underestimated the effect of helping so much on my life that I don't have time for much of anything. And now I need to start doing things for myself. I need to catch up with my life. I got to stay on track with, my job or my school. And, I'm married and I have kids. There's nothing wrong as a caregiver with admitting that your life is important, that you have things you have to do for yourself, which means you can't always be over at your parents' house or doing things for your parent. Number 3 on this list, start talking to your parents about other options and other solutions for their care. To do this, you might need somebody in your family, maybe a sibling, somebody to help you do a little investigation. You can hire a care manager. You can talk to a person like me. But I would start by interviewing and investigating care agencies. Now, a little background, you need to know what type of care agencies provide and what they can do and what they can't do, because if you pick the wrong one, that could be a problem. So, look at what tasks need to be done, figure out what type of care agency, talk to them, interview them, get their rates, go visit a couple of assisted living communities or care type communities. Offer to take mom and dad for a visit. Give them all of this information so they know they have options. Because the goal is to let them know that while you might have been a great short-term solution for their problem and their care needs, you're not the long-term solution. You're not the permanent solution. Because you not being a caregiver is necessary. Might your parents do everything they can to make you feel guilty? Well, of course they will, but that's on them, right? That's on them for not planning for their care, or assuming that you would be the caregiver, or them following cultural expectations and passing them down from generation to generation and generation, right? Their parents made them feel guilty about not being their caregiver. So what did your parents do? They did it. Now they're passing that down to you. Well, don't take on cultural expectations if you don't want to. Don't take on their guilt. Don't take on their lack of planning. Don't allow them to make you feel bad for any of this, because your parents are responsible for your parents. In all of this, so important, keep communication open even if it's uncomfortable. Be honest, be factual. Do not create drama. No emotional outbursts. No battles among family members. No expecting your parents to referee battles between you and your sisters and brothers. Stick to the facts. Acknowledge that aging and having health problems is part of life. It's not easy, which is why planning and talking about care needs and who's going to be the caregiver is practical and necessary, because you may not always be available. And, fact of the matter, one of your parents will die before the others. That is a likelihood, a strong likelihood. So it may be the caregiver, because sometimes caregivers die before the person who needs care. Then what happens to your parent who needs care? While caring for aging parents is challenging, the more that you become comfortable communicating early, planning early, and setting boundaries, the less likely you are to end up in a situation where you are overcommitted and you didn't realize this was going to happen and you're constantly running behind and now you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to get out of this. Well, you can with a plan. I'm Pamela D Wilson, a caregiving expert. My website is PamelaDWilson.com. Below this video, there are links to my website pages. You can find them there. You can schedule a one-on-one consultation with me. Plus, there's lots of free information on my website. I thank you so much for being here. I will see you all again soon in another video.